Welcome. Today, I want to help simplify nutrition. I want to help empower you with more knowledge about your own body and about the food that you're eating so that you can make better decisions on a day-to-day basis. Most of us are not informed about some of the most important concepts of our own body when it comes to nutrition. Like, depending on our goal, how many calories a day should we be eating? How many calories a day does our body even burn naturally? Do we know that number? What should the percentage of those calories be broken down into to help us get to our goal? Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll all have a better understanding on nutrition and you'll be able to follow a couple of steps that I give you to help put you on a path to getting to whatever your desired body composition is and helping make you a healthier and happier individual. Weirdly, you probably know how many miles per gallon your car gets, but we don't know the equivalent of that for our own bodies. Some of us wear Apple Watches and kind of gives us some metrics that we can track, and it tells us how many calories a day our body burns, which is great. But for the most of us, we have no idea of this concept. And the number is going to be drastically different. If one day I'm sedentary all day and I don't move, versus another day I run a half a marathon, the caloric difference between those 2 days is going to be massive. And that means what I eat on those days should also be very different. And that should be rather thought out, no? If you have no idea what any of those numbers were for yourself, there's simple equations that we can follow that are going to help give you an assumption of what those numbers are going to be for yourself. The formula we're going to input some information into is going to use our height, our weight, our age, as well as our gender. And again, it's going to give us a basic assumption of how many calories a day our body are burning. Now, depending on your goal, we're going to take that total daily energy expenditure number, and we're either going to eat over that number in calories to build muscle and gain weight, or eat under that number to lose weight and hopefully lose fat. So, simple concept there, but we need to know these numbers first. So that's where the calculator comes into play. Now, one thing we need to realize is we don't want to do anything too drastic to our body. Our body's just trying to maintain homeostasis. It has no idea of what we're doing. It's just trying to survive. So anything too drastic in a calorie surplus or a deficit might be more detrimental to our health than helpful. Things like a 7-day fast or a juice cleanse, while there may be some research that says that they help your body in certain ways, these are going to be very drastic, and the concept of not getting any food at all to your body is going to make your body eat own healthy tissue instead of fat. And you're going to be a little counterintuitive because now you're going to have to build that muscle that your body just ate away. And that's not going to give you the lean body that you're hoping for, and is also going to hurt your metabolism. So we've gone over the concept of how many calories a day does our body burn just naturally, what's our goal, and then how many should we be eating depending on our goal and the homeostasis level of calories our body burns, right? Now, I've just given you a ton of facts, and while these are super entertaining, I'd rather give you tangible steps that you can take that are going to help you make progress within your own nutrition. Step 1, we need to get our total daily energy expenditure number for our own self. We're going to go to a calculator online. We're going to input things like our height, our weight, our age, and our gender, and that's going to give us how many calories a day our body burns naturally, our basal metabolic rate, added in with how many calories a day we're burning through movement. That's our total number. Step 2, we need to define our goal. What are we trying to do? Are we trying to lose fat? Are we too heavy right now? We want to make it easier on our organs to function and have less weight on our joints as we get older. Are we trying to maintain? We're not worried about going up or down in weight, but we just want to track our diet and we want to learn more about what we're eating and maybe get a little bit leaner over time. Or are we trying to gain weight? Are we trying to gain muscle mass and just general mass on our body? Because maybe our risk of injury is higher from falls because we're very frail. These are the things we need to think of, because then that's going to change the total number of calories we should be eating a day. Now, we know our total daily energy expenditure, and before I mentioned the concept of not moving too drastic when it's in a caloric surplus or deficit. So we want to use 500 calories as about our starting point. We either want to eat under our total daily energy expenditure, about 500 calories, or over 500 calories, to watch slowly over time if we're losing the weight that we want or gaining the muscle that we want. So again, use small increments, changing that weekly, and then seeing if your body has an effect for the better or worse, depending on how many calories a day you're eating. Step 3, we want to take our caloric goal now, depending on if we're in a deficit or surplus, and we want to input this information into MyFitnessPal, or any app that's going to let you track your food. Once we've downloaded the app, at least in MyFitnessPal, there's a way to change our goals. To do that, on a desktop, we want to start by selecting goals and then hit edit above calories. From there, we're going to put the 500 calorie surplus or deficit from our TDEE, and then we're going to arrange our carbohydrates, fats, and proteins into the percentages that we choose, somewhere around 30 or 35% protein, and then the rest will be distributed between carbs and fats. If we're using mobile device, on the bottom right corner will be more, then we select goals, calories, and then we'll do the same exact process here, arranging our calories to the surplus or deficit above our TDEE, and then changing our carbohydrates and fats to equal the percentages that's left over after we choose 30 or 35% protein. Once you've changed your macronutrient and caloric goals in your MyFitnessPal or whatever app you're using, now we're going to step 4. Step 4 is to start tracking the food that we eat on a daily basis to help better understand what can fit in our day and what foods are worth it, and the value and quantifiable measurement of each of these foods within macronutrients and calories. For instance, a lot of us are not aware right now of the foods we eat and how detrimental or how helpful it is to get to our macronutrient goal. Some people might be eating 2 tablespoons of peanut butter a day with an apple and thinking it's a wonderfully healthy snack that doesn't have many calories. But what you're not aware of is those 2 tablespoons of peanut butter might be a third of your day's fat. Is it worth it if you knew that? Would you rather have something else that you love and maybe a ton more quantity of it? Or would you just rather have a slice of pizza knowing that it's the same amount of fat? Again, I'm not saying you should eat pizza, but I'm saying you should enjoy the food that you're eating. And if you can start to learn more about the foods that you've been consuming and the quantifiable measurement system of how bad they are or how many of them you can eat in your day relative to other foods, I think it's going to help better form yourself and your own opinion of what you think is worth it for food. Most importantly, guys, try to have some fun and enjoy this process, okay? Do not deprive yourself. Do not make this overwhelming or overcomplicated. I want you to succeed, and this is a lifetime investment. I want you to learn about the food you should be eating and make good food decisions, okay? And most importantly, enjoy the food you're eating. Don't eat food just because it's healthy for you, okay? We got a short amount of time here on this earth. Enjoy the time, okay? But again, don't be gluttonous as well. You should enjoy the foods you eat and make them delicious. But don't eat too much of the foods that you know are not going to benefit you in any way, just in some mindless way. I hope this chat on nutrition was helpful. Again, I really want you guys to succeed, whatever that may be in life. I want you to be healthy and happy and pursue the things that you find meaning in, and then hopefully you can help the world through your passion and your craft through your own way. So thank you very much for being here. Reach out if I can help you with anything else. Eat good food, be smart and healthy. See you soon.